up to speed now. Our comrade Michael Marillier has been paging through the Russian dictionary. So, Mike, the Russian language has its own alphabet, I understand, of course.
It is a complicated language, Bradan, and during our last discussion, I got a few messages, a few WhatsApps, people saying, are you making this stuff up? So just to prove that we are actually speaking Russian, I've brought you a Russian. This is Anastasya Eliseeva. She came to this country, I think, when you were about 10, Anastasya, is that correct?
Close enough.
Close enough. And she's now a South African, so we've got the best of both worlds, and she is going to take us through some of these words. So, Anastasya, help us make sense of the alphabet, first of all. This is the Cyrillic for goal. It's going to come up in a second. Interestingly, you say goal the same way.
Goal.
Goal. Say it again for us.
Goal.
Right. That's how you write it, Bradan. It doesn't look anything like goal, but there it is. Okay. Offsides. This is something that the refs will be flagging every once and a while. I know you had to ask your dad about this one, but...
Yes, I did, I'm afraid.
What is offsides in Russian?
Vne igry. Vne igry.
There we go, vne igry. Okay. Defense. This is important as well. And this one is a little bit more complicated. Just take us through defend in Russian.
Защищай.
Now, Bradan was asking me about this a little bit earlier. Why do you have numbers in your alphabet, Anastasya? What's that about?
It's just a very strange... It's also got too many letters, and not all of them make sense, but you just have to say it really loud and sound very Russian. Защищай.
Защищай. All right,
Perfect.
okay. Penalty. I know that we discussed this yesterday. Penalty. It sounds like you're actually being punished when you say this word, but it's going to come up in a second. Штрафной.
Штрафной.
Штрафной. Tell us a little bit about these characters again. You've got an O with a line through it. You've got a reverse.
That's an F.
Oh, right.
And what's interesting about this letter, it's only used in foreign words. Like football is also spelled with that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
You learned something new.
And you are being punished.
Here we go, indeed. The ref sucks. Now, when I asked Anastasya Bradan to translate this for me, it did take a few hours because there's no real Russian equivalent. They actually say the ref is dirty, as far as I know. Anastasya, is that correct? Say it for us.
Судья на мыло.
Судья на мыло.
I had to also ask my dad about this one, and he sounded very upset when he said this. So it's a very serious sentence.
It's almost an insult, I imagine.
No, this is when ref is not good, eh?
All right. Victory. This is what we'll all be hoping for. We'll be hoping that the Russian fans as well are very excited against their game against Saudi Arabia. Victory in Russian?
Победа.
Победа. Победа. Okay, let's very quickly move on to defeat. This is what we don't want to see, Bradan, when it comes to the Russian team specifically. Comrade, how do you say this one?
Поражение.
Поражение. And you mentioned this little letter actually looks like a squashed bug.
It does look like a squashed bug, yeah. That's a J.
And finally, the one that Bradan is most concerned about, this is what he'll be having at the end of the tournament. It's going to come up in a moment. And I understand Russians learned this particular phrase, Bradan, by the age of about 5 or 6. Bring me some vodka. Say it for us.
Принеси водку.
Принеси vodka. So there you go, Bradan, straight from the horse's mouth.
I think that's what I'm going to be saying after the show this morning. Принеси vodka.
Very good.
It's been a wonderful piece of show. Thank you very much for coming through. Thanks, Michael Marillier. Well, we got some tips now of how you can enjoy watching the World Cup using the Russian language.